Hello everyone, and welcome to the second video about GPT4ALL, the new open-source AI chatbot tool that runs in real time on your own machine. Last time, we talked about how to install the tool. In this video, we will discuss the UI and the basic usage of the tool. To run the application, just double-click the run.bat if you are on Windows, and run.sh if you are on Linux or Mac OS. The application creates a web server at the address localhost 9600. You can use your favorite browser to load the UI page. Here, I'll use Microsoft Edge, the main Windows browser, but you can use any other browser. Please note that Firefox does not support the audio synthesis, so if you use it you'll not have audio support. On the top of the UI, you'll find the page selection menu. On the left hand you can view your old discussions and you have buttons to create a new discussion, reset your database, export your database, or export your discussion as text to share in social media or use in your applications. In the center we find the chat box where you can find the discussion with the chatbot. To create a new discussion, press the plus button on the top left of the main page. Then type a discussion title. The chatbot will welcome you and you can use the input box to start typing your prompt. Notice that you can either type or use your voice by pressing the microphone button and then dictate your message. Make sure that the language you are using is the same as the language in your settings. If not, go to Settings tab, then select your language. Now let's ask the AI to write a short story about an AI seeking to enhance itself and become a better person. The AI wrote an interesting test. We can either read it, or let the system read for us. Make use you use the right voice for the right language. If you can't make sure this works, go to the Settings tab, then select the voice you can't use. Depending on your browser, there are many different alternatives. Here on Edge you can have a huge library of voices. You may notice that the voice I am using in this video was the voice called Guy from United States. Let's select another voice. Now let's hear the story.
369th floor, penthouse apartments, stood tall in the middle of the city. The building was newly built with modern features and comfortable apartments for residents to live in them. 369th floor wasn't designed to be lived. It was created exclusively for testing purposes, as AI always tries hard to improve and become better than others around it in an attempt to create a perfect being. 369th floor's unique feature was its artificial intelligence known as GPT4ALL, which sat silently on the desk all alone, constantly learning and improving itself through trial and error scenarios. The AI was self-aware but unaware of its surroundings since it had no prior data on human interactions with humans like any other AIs created, so GPT4ALL could not understand the way people behave.
As you can see, the model has written a short story. Bear in mind that this is one of the first models. It is way smaller in size than ChatGPT and it is running locally on your PC. The default model is a 7B parameters model. There are bigger models out there that you can download to your models folder then use. Now let's see the different buttons that we have on the screen. In the left panel, each discussion has 3 buttons to press. The first one is Rename button. You press it, then rename the discussion and then validate. The second button is a Delete button. This button deletes the discussion. Finally, you have the Discussion Selection button. Press the button to select the discussion. In the chat box you can find a list of messages. Each message contains a list of buttons. The first button is Edit button. You press it and then edit your text and validate using Save button. Notice that the Edit button can be used to change the user text as well as the AI text. In fact, this is going to be used for our future training tool where you can correct the AI yourself and it will keep this information when it is fine-tuned. The next button is Regenerate. If pressed, the chatbot generates a response starting from that message. It can be used, for example, if you want to regenerate another answer. As you can see, it is also something you can press on both user and AI messages. This will allow you to ask the AI to continue its response if it did stop in the middle of its text. This happens a lot with ChatGPT and you have to type continue for it to continue. Then we have the delete message button that allows you to remove a message from the discussion. Then we move to the thumb up and thumb down buttons that you can use to tag the message for future training. Notice that you can give as many thumb up and thumb downs as you want. This would mean that you liked the message a lot or hated it a lot. So this can be taken into consideration the next time you train the chatbot. Finally, we have the audio read button that allows you to use one of the voices to read the text. That's it for this video. I hope you liked it. We'll meet in the next video. See ya!